Hello, folks. Welcome to Science Talk. I'm your host, Jim Masso. So I want to share with you some reports talking about how China and Australia are facing climate tipping points. Now, I did a video segment some time ago, a little while ago, discussing tipping points. And so now this one's like being applied to specific regions. So we have scientists once again warning that some parts of the world can be expecting to face some climate tipping points. So they looked at for example, the grasslands of northern China and Mongolia could basically find themselves in a climate tipping point, an irreversible sequence of heat and drought. So we're finding that anthropogenic climate tipping points are posing some threats to this region, as well as to threats to large regions of Southeast Australia, where water could become more scarce, bushfires become more frequent, winds could begin to basically blow away the soil that has been dried out as a result of droughts. Both studies are based on evidence from the past, both based on looking at the growth rings preserved in trees. The warning from Inner East Asia is based on the testimony of looking at tree stumps and timbers from the last 260 years, and the report was published in the journal Science. So a member of the research team, Daliang Chen of the University of Gothenburg in Sweden, says that the result is more heat waves, which means more soil water losses, which means more heat waves, and where this might end, we don't know. We can't say. So what they found was the patterns of tree growth suggest that the recent consecutive summers, which were marked by heat and drought, are new events and could increase in frequency. The high plains of Central Asia can be very cold in winter, very hot in summer. Soil moisture normally evaporates to cool the air at the surface. However, in a sustained drought, the air becomes hotter. In recent years, the region's lakes have been shrinking, not just in extent, but in number. So Dr. Chen and his colleagues basically bluntly state that the double impact of sustained heat and prolonged drought is potentially irreversible beyond the tipping point in the East Asian climate system. Now, on to Australia. Okay? This was published in the journal Scientific Reports. And what they also looked at the information stored in preserved stalagmites deep in a cave in New South Wales. This is in Australia. The record of lower falls of snow, higher temperature, and ever scarcer water was preserved in the stalagmites. Now, stalagmites also have growth rings. So the annual growth is just calcium carbonate, but it does have growth rings. And of course, you can do isotopic fractionation analysis on that and other analytical techniques to glean whatever information you're interested in. But it gave the scientists a hint of what might be coming down the pipe. And basically, Hamish McGowan of the University of Queensland was the lead investigator. And he states that we found that in the past, a similar amount of warming has been associated with mega drought conditions all over southeastern Australia. These drier conditions prevailed for centuries, sometimes for more than 1,000 years. They are alarming findings in a long list of alarming findings that climate scientists keep reporting on over the last several decades. We hope that this new research allows for new insights to our future climate and the risks it may bring, such as drought and associated bushfires. But importantly, if humans continue to do what they're doing, this is the future we may be all looking at. So I just did a recent video where I talked about more drought and fire and flooding. Well, here's some more tipping points, and this is now what the specific tipping points are for a specific location, but there are all sorts of tipping points all over the planet, and this is what climate change looks like, plain and simple. It's not something that's going to happen 10, 20 years down the line. No, it's happening now. And if you think back to 2000 and then 2010 and even the last 2 years, you'll see how things have basically quickly been ratcheting up. So the changes are already underfoot, and we're now going to have to be dealing with those consequences. Thank you for your time. Hello, folks. This is Jim here with Science Talk, asking you to please subscribe to my channel and to inform others of my channel and of the work that I do. Please share to social media platforms that you use. Also, as a reminder, don't forget to click the bell so that you know when I load up more videos. Finally, I ask that you support the work that I do by becoming a patron at patreon.com. Details in the description box below. Thank you for your support.